Okay, I'm going to try to keep it short, but here's my story on why I have a Cartier box, but no Cartier. So this is not a story that I'm sharing to brag. I also want to share this story to help others who end up in my position. If you're watching this video and thinking I would never own a Cartier piece, I used to feel the same way. About in November, I made a few videos about this bag. You may have heard of it, the Workin. My page has since been hacked, so a lot of those videos are gone. Those videos were viewed by millions of people, and thousands of people purchased the bag. It might have been you. And I was able to make a lot of money. I'm not going to share the amount. I made a lot of money through sales and some of the videos that did well on TikTok. I made enough money to afford a Cartier Love bracelet. I went back and forth about that decision. Like, do I really want to buy it? It's a lot of money, but I made that and then some. And I said, if not now, then when? And I felt like God was saying, girl, I made a way for you to get this bracelet that you've been obsessing over for like 10 years. I said, well, if not now, then when? Because this might be my once in a lifetime opportunity. And I decided to get one. Now, this is not my first piece. I have a love ring that I've had for 5 years. And I said, now it's time for the bracelet. I'm so excited. Made my appointment with the same sales associate that sold me my ring. At that time when I bought my ring, I had sized myself as a size 17. Now, mind you, I don't remember that at all. So this is one of the first warnings. But so when I went this time, I said, I need a size 17. So the sales associate had it ready, and I put it on, and it fit. At least I thought it did. And I wore it out of the store. Husband and I went to celebrate. Now a few days go by, and the bracelet fits, but it's not flattering on my arm. I have what I would consider small wrists, but my arms are kind of chubby. And I'm going to insert some videos and pictures of the bracelet. Once the shock and the excitement wore off, I was like, oh, I don't know if I got the right size. When I went to the appointment, it was cold. I was wearing long sleeves. It looked great with long sleeves because it hit me right here. Didn't have a lot of movement, but the sales associate said that's how it's supposed to fit. A few days go by, and I'm like, I don't like this. So I email my sales associate and I say, hey, I think I got the wrong size. What are my options here? But by then I didn't have a lot of options because I had been wearing the bracelet nonstop since I bought it. So it's got scratches. She's like, well, just give it more time. Give it more time. I think you just need to get used to it. But over time, I just felt like it got worse. Like, I just hated the way it looked on my arm. I hated the way that it felt like after I worked out or got hot. And I know summer is not even in full effect yet. The more I wore it, the more I hated it. So I was like, okay, I need to take it back. I went into the store this time and I tried on a size 18. And she was telling me it's not supposed to fit this way. They're supposed to be tight. The one that you have is the right size. But I was just like, I want it to be a little looser. And basically what I have decided to do was get my bracelet reproduced. So you can't resize the Love bracelet, but what they can do is take it back to Paris, melt it down, remake it with the same serial code, and then send it back. So that takes like 6 months. And it costs money. Right now, it's 30% of the cost, the current cost of the bracelet. It was worth the extra money just to make sure it was right to me because I just needed it to be right. I've been waiting on this for years and I need it to be right. So a few warnings I have take your time when you get there. Try on different sizes. Even if you think you know your size, try on the size below, try on the size above. I think this was more of a personal issue for me that I need to work on. I have this issue with like imposter syndrome, not feeling like I belong in certain spaces when I do. So whether you saved up your money, whether you are rich, whether you won some money, whether you got some money from TikTok or social media, if you can afford the bracelet, you belong there. So take your time, sit with it, walk around with it, look in the mirror with it, see how it looks on your arm and not just your wrist. That is the biggest mistake that I made that cost me more money. I know if it's your first time, you might be excited, you might be nervous, but really just take a deep breath and just take that time. Second warning, if you are not sure about it when you leave, don't wear it out of the store. Put it back in the packaging, try it on at home where you feel more comfortable. I could have probably exchanged it if I hadn't worn it and if I had just tried it on. I think they have like a 30-day policy, and if I had kept it in good condition, I could have taken it back and just exchanged it and not had to pay extra money. So I hope this is helpful for those that ever end up in my position. Don't ever say never, because you just never know what can happen. I'm going to also update when I receive my bracelet. I was quoted 6 months. I hope it doesn't take 6 months, but I will let you know the exact amount of time that it takes. I haven't seen any videos about this. That's another reason why I wanted to share. But if you have questions, let me know. But God is good, and never say never. Bye.